This is the Conversation Havers Podcast with your hosts, Collin Hayes and Trey Cromartie.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Conversation Havers. My name's Trey.
And I'm Collin.
And in this episode, we just kind of looked up some questions on the internet, and we're just going to talk about them.
Yeah, we're just going to
wow the fuck out.
Yeah, like if you're listening to this podcast, you obviously care somewhat about what we have to say.
Or maybe they're like, this is the first episode they're catching.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you don't give a fuck, which is okay, you know, either way.
That's cool too, I understand.
You don't have to care, man. It's alright.
But anyway, so, in this episode you're going to hear some of our opinions on these questions we got lined up.
Well, like some of them are opinionated. Some of them are just kind of
factual.
I mean, it's like personal.
Yeah.
Facts, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fuck it. Let's just. I wish we had like a rotator, you know, like some type of rotator on our phone, 1 to 12, and we could just let it spin.
Oh, that'd be.
Damn, is there some type of fucking? We might have to.
You can tell Siri to roll a 12-sided die.
For real? I can do that right now?
Yeah, you can.
No, I'm about to... Siri. Oh, shit. Alright, oh, well... Yo, roll a 12-sided die.
Rolling. It's 6 this time.
Alright, let's go with...
So...
That is fucking lit. I fuck with that. That's cool. Okay, number 6.
And yeah, we have 12 questions. That's why we rolled a 12-sided die. I don't know if we'll get through all of them today, but yeah.
Alright, so...
Number 6.
Does technology make life more complicated or more simple? Do you want to...
I'll go first.
Okay. I was going to say flip a coin.
Oh, okay.
But fuck you. You can go.
I don't know. I think it's a bit of both. Like, in some ways... life is a lot more, it's a lot simpler because I can do everything from my phone. I can unlock doors, I can adjust the temperature in my house, like all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah, the lights and shit.
Yeah, so in that way it's simple, but also...
It also does make it more complicated.
Yeah, because now it's, if that were to fail in any way...
That would make things way.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if the application to do it on your phone failed, then it would. I guess that would make it more complicated. So yeah. I think technology does make life more simple in some ways. I think in a social aspect, it has made everything more complicated.
Yeah.
But also more simple.
It's both at the same time. Like I've actually like. Kind of on a related note, kind of sounds like a paradox, but social media has made our generation, well, millennials / Gen Z, we're kind of like right in the middle.
I didn't even, like, I've been going under millennial, like I thought that's what I was.
Well, I don't know. There's like different descriptions. Like I've heard some people say like millennials are people born after 95.
Okay.
Or before 95, and I've heard some people say millennials are up until like 2002. Like it's a lot of, from everything I've heard, like 95 to 2000 is considered the millennial Gen Z gap, where you don't really belong to either generation. I'm sure later on they'll draw like a hard line once they can kind of like, see, like we have now with like the baby boomers and like Gen Y or Gen X.
So it goes like the greatest generation, then baby boomers.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called before.
Because we defeated Hitler and we just started fucking.
Yeah, it was like the greatest generation,
the world superpower. And we were just like, let's reproduce, y'all.
Yeah. The greatest generation was the ones that just like kicked everyone's ass in wars and like came back from the Great Depression and like they were like on the big shits. They were like, hell yeah, like we did this.
They were off the big shits.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
yeah, my apologies.
Nah.
And then they started fucking, and then you got the baby boomers because there was so much of it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so our generation, like just people our age, will say, are simultaneously the most like social and the most lonely generation.
I guess.
Well, it's because like we're so connected through the internet. Like I can have a conversation like in our group chat, like turtle thoughts or stickers. Like I can have a conversation with 15 other people without having to like leave my bed.
Yeah, I think like talking to someone face to face will always be better.
Yeah.
But it's like,
and there's actually less of that because there's more of just like, oh, I get human connection through these group chats or through like texting or whatever.
Yeah, and like this goes into your point, but like I've met a ton of people off of my phone, just like through social media, like follow someone's account because they post some funny shit, and then it's like, oh, let's go hang out. So,
yeah, and that is a benefit, but also through that there is also like less of a need for face-to-face contact, so it's not going to be, or like person to person, so it's not going to be something that it's like that's the only way I can meet somebody, so I'm going to try and do it more.
Yeah.
And so that goes into the aspect of like, oh, like our generation is so alone at the same time. And maybe not alone in general, but more so than generations past.
Yeah. Well, I feel like motherfuckers that were living out in the woods and had no sort of technology to get anywhere, and they just knew everyone in their tiny ass little town. Like,
yeah, they were very social.
I mean, yeah, I think
we have more connections now, but those connections aren't as deep.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah. It's very complicated. Like,
yeah.
You can't say either way.
Which goes into the point of, does it make life more simple or more complicated?
I honestly don't know if I can answer that question.
I think it's both.
It has to be. Like, I think it's a cop-out. It has to be both. So, yeah. Because, I don't know, I do think there are some things that don't need to be fixed, and they're trying to put technology into, and it's very frustrating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's some things where you have to have a technology thing to get this done, whereas in the past you could have just done it physically. And it's like, shit like that, I feel like that made it more complicated, but they were trying to make it more simple.
Yeah, there are some things that have backfired. I'm trying to like...
I'm being very vague, but that's because I can't like pull anything up specifically right now.
Yeah,
but like,
I know what you mean. I'm trying to kind of pull something up too, but I know exactly what you mean. It's like, oh, technology will make this better. It's like bad technology.
I'm trying to think of something that's like perfect, like a pen. Like you can't. I think the design we have for pens currently is like you cannot get better than a pen.
Electronic signatures. I'll say that. Like when you have to sign something electronically, and it's like move your mouse and sign this document online. Like I've had to do that a few times, and my signature just looks like a 5-year-old wrote it. Like
my signature always looks like a 5-year-old wrote it.
Okay, but it looks like a 5-year-old with dyslexia wrote it.
Oh shit!
Like
no, it's because it's so glitchy. It kind of like
and it's just not as natural, and it's like, oh yeah, this is like a legally binding thing, and we want your signature, but we're asking for it online.
Yeah,
and with a pen, like you could just like crank that hoe out. But
I was talking about like in the pen itself. Like if they were to be like, yeah, you can now activate your pen through your phone. It's like, no, like you don't need to put technology into everything. Like there's some shit that we like chairs. Like the design we have for chairs is like perfect. Like there's obviously different aesthetic designs, but it's like the idea of it is like perfect. And it's like, I feel like unless they're gonna create some type of chair that sits on the ground and then you press a button on your hollow projector watch from 2030, and then the chair lifts up and you can sit on it and be. I don't
That's
know.
a bright future, man.
I'm just fucking saying shit. But like, you know, and then the chair like floats up and you're floating on the ground like Yoda in his fucking floating chair. And it's like, I don't know. I just think that's kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, what if it's glitching out and I can't get the chair out of the ground?
Exactly. That's my main thing. People like, okay, I've still bought like some physical games for like the PS4, and people are like, why don't you buy them digitally? And it's like, if all of this shit goes down, all of those games are gone.
Yeah.
And that's happening right now, like with Steam and all that. I watched like a 20-minute video, and this guy was talking about how like you don't own any of the games. You own the license to play the game. Yeah. So it's like at any time they could just take that away. And they've done it to certain games where it's locked and you can't play it. It's on your system, but you can't play it. And it's like with a physical disc, you can play it.
But there are benefits to that, like
there are
Xbox Game Pass. I do that. It's $10 a month, and you just get access to like hundreds of games for
that's
where
$10
a month.
That's where video games are going. It's just subscription services.
And
that's what they're working.
I hope they keep physical copies.
I mean, for the foreseeable future, for right now, it will. But like, they're gonna go away eventually.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, whatever.
For better
we'll
worse.
adapt.
Yeah.
We'll adapt. It's whatever. I'm sure people were tripping about VCRs and VHS. So what the fuck am I gonna do with all these?
I'm looking for a VHS right now. I've got like
just buy one of those TVs that has it like built in.
Yeah, I went to Goodwill the other day looking for one, and none of them had them built in.
Yeah.
Because I have a copy of...
Goodwill? That's...
Yeah.
You'd think they'd have at least one.
Exactly. They had a bunch of old school TVs, but none with like the VHS thing built in.
I grew up using a lot of VHS tapes.
Yeah, no.
But I never had a separate VCR. I always just had the TV that had it built in.
Yeah.
So like I remember going to Garner State Park and just having like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah.
And me and my cousin watched that like
I found that on VHS at Goodwill.
That movie is not very good. I mean, I still love it just because I've seen it about 200 times.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. The first Ninja Turtles movie is actually badass, though.
Yeah, I have a copy of, like, pre-remasters Star Wars Episode 4
Shit.
on VHS, and I'm trying to watch it somewhere.
Damn.
And I don't have a way to watch it, because I think the first remaster was in, like, 95, and this copy was sold in, like, 92, or maybe 92, so it's, like, before the remasters.
Okay.
So I'm trying to watch that to see what's up, because I don't think I've ever seen the non-remastered version.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. Growing up, I knew the storyline, and I had seen a fuckload of clips from the movies, like enough to where I got the entire storyline, and I played all of the Lego Star Wars games a lot, and those give you a Lego version of the plot. So like that's how I knew the whole Star Wars story.
Yeah.
Whenever I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I remember like before episode 3 came out, like we watched like all of them in one day. Or no, was it episode 7? I think it must have been episode 7. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah. So I guess final verdict on technology, it's both.
Both.
It has to be. Yeah.
No way, it's not.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll it again.
Yeah, just roll again.
All right. Yo, Siri, wake your bitch ass up. Wait, my phone is like flipped sideways. Let's see. All right. Siri, roll a 12-sided die.
It's
10.
10. All right. So, if time were to freeze
for a day,
right now for a day, what would you do?
I'm not even gonna lie. I wouldn't like that. Like it would be cool for the first like couple minutes, but then you're like, damn, I have no one to talk to for the next fucking 23 hours. Like,
also, like, would this be a situation where I know time is only gonna freeze for a day?
Let's say that.
Okay. Yeah,
so you don't freak out.
Yeah, if time just froze, I would flip my actual shit. Like,
that would warrant some freaking out. But like, if you just somehow knew that it was like on a timer and 24 hours everything was gonna go back, like, See, I'm trying to be a good person, and it's like, but with an opportunity like this, it's like the number one thing that comes to mind is like rob a bank
Yeah.
and just get super fucking rich. But it's like, I also am not trying to be a bad person.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, no, I feel you.
But like, other than that, I don't know. That wouldn't really serve me. That wouldn't really give me a huge advantage.
I would take a nap.
Yeah, definitely. Get past some of the time.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really think of a lot to do because, like, you think about it, and obviously a lot of times your mind will go into some dark places with that. Like,
yeah,
I can do anything. Like,
but
take
it's
advantage
also
of anybody.
But like morals keep you from doing
Yeah.
bad things. So that's the thing. Is like I feel like time freezing only really gives you, unless if I had the ability to freeze time, I'd be a superhero, dead ass. Like I'd be taking down child pedophile.
Oh
rings.
yeah,
like
for sure.
that shit. But I would need my own control over time for that.
Yeah.
But like if time froze, that really, like nothing really good would. I would just be bored.
Yeah.
And just kind of astounded that it's happening. I'd just be like, damn, what the fuck's, like, why did time stop? And why am I still the only person that can, like, do shit?
Yeah.
Or I guess I'd try to find people that I know are pieces of shit and, like, steal from them.
Robin Hood.
But, like, I'd keep it. Pretty much.
Okay.
Just have time come back and, like, they're like, damn, my wallet's not in my pocket anymore. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you.
If I, like, knew the locations of, like, pedophiles or, like, sex rings and stuff like that, I'd
just
probably
drop them off at the police station with a bunch of evidence.
Yeah.
Like, right in front of
Like
them.
a
and
terabyte of
just
child porn.
Sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
You're just like, I did my deed for the day.
Yeah.
That's pretty lit.
I mean... Yeah, but I don't know where any of those are. I don't know how I would do that. So it's just like, I would probably just chill out, watch...
Would you be able to, like, drive a car? Or, like... Okay,
That's
how
the
about
other thing.
this?
How would that
add,
affect
listen,
technology?
I'm going to add a little wrinkle.
Okay.
Let's say you can touch certain people and get them to, like, be in it with you. But, like, everything's still stopped, but you can, like, make them come out of the time stopness. You know what I mean?
I would go...
I'd, like, hit up one of my homie, or, like, have him be frozen, put him in, and he'd be like, what the fuck? And I'd be like, I know, right? Like, this shit's wild.
Maybe go to, like, Kima Boardwalk and just, like, get, like, the people who operate the rides and just, like, take, like, 2 or 3 of my friends and we just go out and, like, ride every ride at Kima.
Damn, that's crazy. I think I'd probably go to the police station, get one of the... Or go to, like, some type of FBI place and just be like, yo, we got time stopped. Like, time is stopped. Let's go take down some pedophiles.
Yeah, I guess those are really the 2 options that I can think of, is either just, like, go have fun somewhere or, like, go kill pedophiles.
Yeah. But, like, I feel like time stopping doesn't even really... Like, first of all, if we went to Kima, I wouldn't even want to... You'd ride the ride a couple times and then it's like, okay, I still have 24 hours.
Well, there's
like,
more than one ride at Kima.
Yeah.
I could have fun for, like, straight up, probably, like, 5-6 hours at Kima.
Yeah, no, but if you had some friends with you, definitely. Damn, I want to go to Kima now. But, shit. Yeah. Is that about as much?
Final verdict.
Final verdict.
Kill pedophiles.
Kill pedophiles. I'm not down to kill anyone either.
Stop pedophiles.
Like, get them arrested.
Okay.
You know?
So, arrest pedophiles and go to Kima.
Yeah, pretty much.
Awesome.
And just rob pieces of shit. Like, yeah.
Okay.
So
we roll in another.
Siri, roll a 12-sided die.
Rolling. It's 8.
Okay, 8. Grocery essentials, dude.
Ooh,
I was looking forward to this one.
I've been waiting for this
I
question.
don't know why. I was just...
So the question is, what are your grocery essentials? Like, what What are the things that you're gonna get every time you go to the grocery store?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Okay. So I don't really grocery shop for myself right now because I'm back to like living with my parents.
Yeah.
But when I did, I lived by myself for 2 years, a year and a half, something like that. I always had to buy hot sauce. I'm like a hot sauce like connoisseur.
Okay.
And so I buy all these crazy hot sauces. Cholula, Tapatio. I forgot what this other stuff is even called, but it's like a habanero, like...
Rancho La Cucamonga?
No.
I just love saying that.
It's like a habanero sauce that's got like a sun on it. And
I think I've seen that.
it's not even like a sauce. It's almost more of like a...
Salsa?
Paste almost, but you squeeze it out of like this little like jar tube deal. I don't know. It's hot sauce. It's delicious. I love it. All the different types of Cholula. You gotta get a little bit of Tabasco, Texas Pete.
Texas Pete.
Yeah.
This is
Slap
I don't
Your
know
Mama.
any of this because I
I
don't fuck with hot sauce. That's just not my bag.
Oh god, I fuck with hot sauce so hard. There's a lot of other ones that I'm like forgetting right now, but like I always got like my assortment of hot sauces. Then let's see. You always gotta get. Oh, I'd always get like tortillas.
Okay.
And then like meats and cheese, because like
yeah, definitely.
I don't. Sandwiches suck, but like
What? I fucking love sandwiches.
Not suck, but like compared to like wrapping some shit up in a tortilla, I'd much rather do that.
I don't
It's
know.
way better
I
than
fucking love sandwiches.
Like-
I love tortillas too, but like
You can't do it with a peanut butter jelly. Obviously, that's got to be
Yeah,
a sandwich or at least like a bagel.
yeah, if you're fucking insane, you can put that on a
Yeah,
tortilla.
I
but
tried
the
it once, it
HEB
wasn't
butter
great.
tortillas.
Dude, HEB
Them
butter
hoes slap.
tortillas. If you
Them
don't
hoes
live in
are
Texas and you're not eating those, then I'm very
You can eat them
sorry
all
for you.
straight, just the tortilla.
Like you don't even have to like heat it up. Just eat it out of the fridge. Like
Yeah,
it is delicious.
they got the parts where it's like they're like thick. They
and they're like uneven. You can see that they're made with love. You know, like they're
I guess so.
uneven. They're very thick, buttery.
Yeah, there's I like corn tortillas.
Mhm.
Like they give an interesting flavor, but like the regular tortillas that you see, like the flavor of those kind of are mid as fuck.
Yeah. No, if I'm getting tortillas, I'm going to HEB and I'm getting those butter tortillas.
You have to.
Literally, once you have those, every other tortilla that you will ever eat will just be trash.
Pretty much. That's like, yeah, I totally agree.
But yeah, so I get like tortillas. I like my like fancy meats and cheeses, so I'll get like salami and then like some of that like gourmet pepper jack.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I gotta get like a gallon or two of milk.
I don't really be drinking milk that much.
Really?
It's just water.
I like milk. I like water. I don't fuck with soda on a daily basis, but if I'm gonna drink soda, it's gonna be Dr. Pepper or Mountain Dew.
The only soda, okay, like I don't know. Anytime I drink, which is very rare, I like to drink rum and coke because it's smooth as fuck. And that's like that. And the only soda I would ever cheat on water with is like orange soda, just any type of orange soda or grape soda.
Have
Grape
you ever
soda
had
fun.
Orangina?
Orangina.
So it's actually like an Italian drink, and I used to drink it all the time when I lived in Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of our like at the time or for a long time I considered it a Amsterdam food.
Okay.
Or like one of those things. A lot of foods and drinks from my childhood don't exist here.
Okay.
So I used to always like look back on it longingly, like, oh man, I need some Orangina, and basically it's orange soda, but it's closer to orange juice in flavor.
Okay.
So it's like
It's
somebody
still carbonated.
yeah,
though?
it's like somebody made somebody made soda out of orange juice.
I'd try that. That sounds
It's-
cool.
You can find it It's starting to spread to America a little bit.
Orangina.
Yeah, you can find it at some restaurants. I know you can find it at Specs.
Okay.
You can find it. I heard somebody say it's at HEB now.
Okay, shit. I'm about to go try some Orangina.
But so it's not like super widespread yet. But if there's like one food or drink from my days in Amsterdam that I want to spread to America like fully, it's Orangina.
Okay. I think my grocery essentials, I always get I don't even know what you call it. It's just like a plastic little bin thing, and it just has baby spinach in it.
Okay.
So I always get because I just put baby spinach on everything.
Yeah, I love
because
spinach.
it doesn't really have any flavor, and it's just adding some spinach.
Yeah. Well, plus that's got like spinach has so much vitamin C in it.
Vitamin C.
I think it's vitamin C and D. It's like just crazy amounts.
Yeah, I just know it's like good for you, so I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat that. And then I get pretzel bread.
Okay.
So it's literally, if you've ever had like any one of those big pretzels, that type of bread, that and like ciabatta bread are crack to me. I can just eat that straight. But I make sandwiches out of that.
I remember going over to your house back in the day, and we'd always make sandwiches with ciabatta bread.
Yeah, because ciabatta's
just like throw some cheese on that, and put it in the toaster oven.
Yeah, dude, I ate so much just cheese and bread, like it's fucking cray, and just cheese and potatoes. But I get that. I get chips and cheese is one of my weaknesses. So
just
I always get some of that
chips
shit.
and cheese or chips and queso?
Queso.
Okay.
Yeah. That now I'm fucking blanking. I'm trying to think of what else I get. Pretzel bread or ciabatta bread. But usually pretzel bread. Just I don't know why that whole slaps. But let's see. I get Munster cheese.
Oh yeah.
Munster is like or Munster or whatever the hell it's called.
Munster something.
Yeah, I get that. Let's see. I've been holding off just because it's bad for you, but like ice pops, the fucking ones that just come in the huge rolls, like those are just a classic.
They don't even have a name.
Like everybody's childhood. Yeah. Those are just classics.
When I went to college, I just bought like 300 of those and put them in our freezer.
Fuck. I mean, shit, if you're going to have a lot of people around.
Yeah, no, we just, like, eat them all the time. Like, we'd have movie nights in our, like, living room, and we'd just, like, have, like, 10 of those.
Ooh, I get kashi a lot. Like, kashi? Chocolate kashi. It's like
like the cereal?
Yeah.
Granola stuff?
Yeah. That's, like, the only cereal I get. It's pretty damn good. I like the chocolate. They've got one with, like, berries and shit in it.
I don't like kashi. I fuck with mini wheats.
Mini wheats. I liked O's a lot growing up.
O's?
O's. They were just called O's. OHS. O's. Oh.
That's gotta be some, like, off-brand shit right there.
No, it wasn't off-brand.
It wasn't?
Nah, that shit was really, really good.
No. One time...
Do you like Cheerios?
Dude, I love Cheerios.
I've never been able to understand why people fuck with Cheerios.
I can eat regular Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey Nut is the only one I like even... I mean, I think I've tried regular Cheerios, but Honey Nut is the only one I would ever try again. But like,
they're just too bland.
No, okay. The worst, like Lucky Charms without the marshmallows is the worst fucking cereal of all time. Like, dude, straight garbage.
I just eat all of like the bad crap first, and then I eat all the marshmallows at the end.
I mean, I try to get an equal mix.
No,
you know what I mean?
I'll intentionally like take more marshmallow. Like I'll pick out marshmallows while pouring a bowl of that.
Damn, how much? To the point to where, because like,
to the point where other people get mad at me.
Yeah, okay, that's not good. Are you the type of person that just takes sips of milk straight out of the jug?
I used to.
I'm not gonna say I never have. I have before, but it's been a while.
If I know I'm the only one drinking that milk.
Oh yeah, if it's in my own fucking house, yeah. And I no one else is gonna drink.
Well, because I like my family now is like just everyone's in diet mode.
Yeah, everyone's
including me a
lactose
little
intolerant.
bit. I'm lactose intolerant, actually.
Like, how bad?
Like, mildly bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not supposed to do it, but, like,
Well,
I
that
only
always
live
seems...
once, so fuck it.
Does that ever... Is it... I mean, I'm guessing there's people out there that have that to where it's like a medical risk, right?
Oh, there are some people that
because
I know
usually it
that,
just
like,
gives you the shits really bad.
yeah. Or something along those lines. But, like,
Yeah.
I do know some people where, like, if they have it, like, it's going to be a very bad day.
Oh, you remember Harley, right? I may have talked... We talked about him on the last episode.
Yeah.
He was lactose intolerant, and that dude did not give a fuck. Like, he loved dairy. And he would be up until the, like, very late at night, constipated as fuck. But he did it. He just, like, he thought it was worth it. I'm pretty sure he still does that. I haven't talked to him in a while.
You know what I just remembered?
What?
When we made the 420 pizza.
Which one?
The second
420
one,
pizza
I believe.
V2?
V2. I think there's been 5. V2.
Has there been 5?
There's been 5.
Jesus.
I'm trying to do that.
Those things scare me now. I'm not even gonna lie, like, looking at that, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, we'll get some pictures of 420 pizzas of the past on the YouTube slide.
Yeah, I mean, how many pictures do you have? Do you have
there's
all
not one of the first one.
Shit.
Because it was just 420, and it was me, you, Heckendorn, and Roan.
Yeah.
We're all just chilling out. We were like, let's just make like the most ridiculous fucking pizza of all the time.
It's very funny. It's a funny process, and I usually, because it's hamburgers, pizza,
onion rings, mozzarella sticks, bacon weaves.
Oh god.
This
like was inspired by Epic Mealtime.
It was.
That's like where this came from.
And at first,
I always just picked stuff out.
Yeah.
Like I always just got the cheese sticks.
The first 2 years, it was very much like just last second. Like we just threw a bunch of shit on top of each other.
Yeah.
And then like the last 3 years, it was a lot more organized. Like everyone would come over to my dad's house, and we just have like $10 each person would spend $10 on just random ingredients. So you'd get like Little Caesars pizzas. We'd go to the store. We'd buy bacon. We'd buy like shredded cheese. We'd go to Sonic and we'd buy mozzarella sticks and onion rings. And then we'd go to McDonald's and buy Big Macs and McDoubles.
This is like...
And we put all those together. 1 year there was mac and cheese.
Okay. One of them we didn't cook thoroughly.
Yeah. So
you have to cook them kind of like part by part, or at least get part of it started.
Yeah.
And then add a layer and then keep cooking. But like one of them, we just put it all on there and then put it in, and it was yeah.
Getting to the story. So now that you know what the 420 pizza is, the second year we did not cook it thoroughly for whatever reason. I think we just still were getting the kinks out.
Was this a part of the one? Because I think a couple of them I didn't want any part of. I was like, I'll be there. But you were like...
you were a part of this one.
Okay, this one. But there was one where you were like, you don't get a slice if you don't throw in. And I was like, okay.
It was like...
And then I still ended up...
I had a lot of people that were wanting to go. And they were like, yeah, I'll give you $10. But this one you were still very much involved in.
Yeah.
So we put chicken nuggets from the freezer on it. And we didn't thaw them or pre-cook them at all. We just cooked it in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these chicken nuggets were like not that great apparently. Because that night we went over to Trey's house. And I had like the worst food poisoning of my life.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god! I remember we.
I feel good for like the first few hours after eating the pizza, and it's me, Trey, and Jake Heckendorn.
Yeah.
We're all chilling at Trey's house. We're playing video games or something.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my stomach hurts a little bit. I'm like, oh man, this. It's kind of hurting, you know? Mm-hmm. And then it just gets worse and doesn't go away. Like, hours go by. They're asleep. It's like 3 a.m. I am still, like, awake and in pain. More hours go by. It's like 7, 8. Like, his family is up and I'm still awake.
Yeah.
A few more hours go by and it's like noon the next day.
Oh my fucking
And I am
God.
still awake. I'm still in pain. Like, they're making fun of me the whole time.
I don't feel bad because of how funny it was. Because I'm like, I should feel bad, but me and Jake were in there, and all we heard was you throwing up, and then we would just hear like.
Well, I was making those noises like while I was laying down. Like I was like, oh.
And Jake already made those type of noises on a daily basis. But he was just like, my tummy hurt, and I don't know why. Like, I think it was very late. We stayed up pretty late that night,
and I
got to the point of tiredness where you're just fucking delirious and everything's hilarious, and just hearing that.
I was in like insane amounts of pain, like just laying down on his couch.
I felt bad, but it was
they
also
were just
amazing.
like,
we sound like some assholes, but
like I was pissed at the time, but looking back at it, it was pretty
funny.
But like, finally at like noon the next day, I'm like, oh no, it's happening! Like, and I like basically like hunch crawl over to his bathroom and just proceed to like do the most violent puking of my life.
Do you have PTSD from this?
Not quite, but
throwing up is one of my least favorite things in life. I really don't like that. It's
that was.
But it's always like 2 years in between times that I throw up.
Yeah, I don't know. I've thrown up a lot more recently, but that still goes on record as the worst I've ever like. Just literally for like 10 minutes, I'm just sitting there.
10 minutes? That's all? I thought it was hours.
No. When I was finally puking.
Oh, wait. So you weren't throwing up that whole time?
No. That was the only time I threw up, was that one time.
Jeez. For 10 minutes straight?
Well, it was like, literally sounded like I was screaming and puking at the same time.
I always scream because I don't know. I know people can do it silently, but I've never known how to do that.
Yeah.
Every time I do, I feel like I have to like just scream. Or not like scream, but just like make some type of noise.
Yeah. But no, I was like screaming and puking at the same time. And I can hear them in the other room laughing.
Oh shit.
But anyway, so I forgot why that came up.
No.
But
I mean, this is a little bit unrelated, but I remember my brothers did this thing called the feats of strength, and we just went on the internet and looked up challenges to do. So we did like the cinnamon challenge and
we did
the
that.
gallon. Yeah, but not to the same level. Like it was all day. They just were doing shit, and
that might have inspired.
It did. But I remember feeling really bad because they tried to chug an entire gallon of milk, and my brother ended up throwing up, obviously. And I don't know why, but I felt so bad. Like, watching him throw up, I was like, no.
I still have scars from when we did ours. Because we did the hot sauce shots.
Hot sauce, we did cinnamon.
Cinnamon, salt and ice, aerosol.
Salt and ice never even really worked.
I think it worked it was me, you, Jake, and Aaron.
Did it work? I don't remember getting burnt. I remember like doing it and it wasn't working, and I was just like, what?
Yeah. I think somebody...
Maybe you need like sea salt or some shit.
Whatever it was, it didn't quite work how it was supposed to, but somebody said that they were still in a decent amount of pain.
I've touched dry ice before and it didn't burn me. Like, I held it in my hand for like 2 seconds, and people were like, drop that! Because I didn't know what it was. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then... But like I checked my fingers and they were like, "Are you burned?" And like there was no type of effect. And I was like, "I guess you have to hold on to it."
I got frostbite from doing the aerosol challenge.
Oh shit!
Because the aerosol challenge is when you take an aerosol can and just spray it against your skin.
Oh yeah.
And that is like well below freezing what's coming out of that. And so everyone else like did it and lasted like I think maybe a minute was the longest.
A minute?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Did I do that?
Yeah, we all did it. And then it was my turn.
My memory has gone to shit. Like, I literally cannot remember anything.
Yeah. It was my turn, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to fucking win this shit. And I'm at like 2 minutes, and I'm in like unbearable pain, and I'm like, I'm going to like break this fucking record. Because I had like seen the LA Beast do it or something. Mm-hmm. And so...
Also, that's just in your personality to have the tenacity to do that. Like, that's just funny.
But like... Then, then all of a sudden, I just can't feel it anymore, and I'm like, keep fucking going, let's go. Like, I'm gonna like do this whole thing, and the aerosol can runs out, and they're just like, okay, like you win, I'm like, get another one. We're doing this for as long as I can do it. Jeez. And we ended up doing it for like over 5 minutes, and I just looked at,
Do you still have that burn?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's right there. You could. It's not easy to see.
Yeah, I can't even really see it.
I can see. It's like shiny scar tissue right here.
Huh.
Also, that area of my leg is like completely numb. The skin is dead. Yeah.
What? Wow.
So, anyways, afterwards, I felt it. Like I put my thumb over it, and it was just frozen solid. Like legitimately frozen solid. Christ. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. And then like we just go on about the day, and I look down, and there's just this giant pus blister there.
I forgot all about these details.
Yeah. And then that popped, and under the pop was just black skin.
It's lit.
It was like black skin and pus for like 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Would you ever do it again?
No. Like I said, I still can't feel, like, I can feel the pressure, but I cannot feel the touch of that area in my leg.
And that's not really a bad thing. Is it just, like, a little tiny circle of it?
Yeah, it's like a circle. Like I said, I can see it. Also, the lighting in here is pretty dim.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but at the same time, I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, I'd advise you not do it again.
Yeah.
But anyways, I guess I'm gonna roll the die again, or Siri's gonna roll the virtual die. Siri, roll a 12-sided die. I have it on airplane mode. Maybe that.
Yeah, because you don't have connection to the internet.
Let's see. Siri, roll a 12-sided die.
Rolling. It's 12.
12. Okay,
right.
Best sport to watch. I'm gonna go and say golf. I enjoy golf a lot.
Really?
Everyone calls golf boring, and I like baseball, which they also call boring.
Yeah.
But golf is very relaxing to me. Like on a sunny day when I have nothing to do, and like because my dad is a huge golfer, and it'll just be on, and I'll just sit there and just be like, damn.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched the Tiger versus Phil match, like pay-per-view deal.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really cool to watch.
Yeah, I watched it on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was like...
With the fam. With the extendo fam.
Yeah, it was just like a cool event. Like, I'd love to see more of that.
Yeah, or more of Tiger just going against people.
Well, I mean, Phil won.
Oh, shit. I mean, I feel like Tiger's more...
Tiger definitely, like, his career-wise is a better golfer.
Yeah.
But like the entire time, Tiger was number 1, Phil was number 2.
But then he just came out at the end.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about over the course of their career.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, so what happened is they were like, okay, we've got 18 holes or however many holes.
Yeah, no, it went for like
and then
26 holes.
Then like there's a tiebreaker hole where it'll be like you just play the 18th hole again.
Yeah.
And then if that doesn't work, it's gonna be like 100. It was like a 92-yard like. That's not a chip, but it's not a drive.
Yeah.
It was basically like 92-yard
hard putt.
Not hard putt. It was a 92-yard hit to a green,
and
then on that green they would putt it out, and that went for like. Yeah. They did that like 3 or 4 times, and they had to like turn on artificial lights.
And it was close too. Like every single time the ball was getting right next to it, and like shit like that. I mean, I respect golf in a different way. It's not a type of sport that's like super action packed or something like that. It's way more of like a chess game. But also chess, it's all about you having control. It's like golf, there are still aspects that you can't necessarily control.
like the wind.
Yeah.
And I mean, even
like your swing, you can't fully get down perfectly every time.
Yeah. And there might be like small imperfections in the course. They try to limit imperfections.
Well, yeah, they mow that hoe like 2 times a day.
Yeah. They try to limit imperfections, but there still can be like small imperfections on the course that can cause something. Yeah. Just like one tiny thing can mean the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah.
It's a cool sport. I want to learn how to play it better.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, that shit takes a lot of time. I would say it's the hardest sport. Yeah. Like ever. Not physically, but just overall in terms of challenge.
Skill level.
Yeah, in order to be good at golf, like, that shit takes years.
Because you're not allowed to use, like, technology to help you. So, like, a lot of times, like, if you're just casually playing golf, you can use these, like, spotters that'll tell you, like, how many yards away this is and, like, what you should use. Yeah. You have to play that all by eye. Yeah. As a golfer. And you have to have, like, intimate knowledge of, like, this green like tilts slightly to the right, and so I'm going to have to aim about a foot left of the hole every 15 feet that I'm out or something like.
And there's invisible grooves in the grass. Yeah. Like, and they go in all sorts of different directions. So that's why, like, it makes no sense sometimes. Like, you'll see a ball just go a really weird way, and you're like, what the fuck?
So, like, you just... It's very hard and complex. So yeah, I can definitely watch that and appreciate it.
I think baseball is one of my favorites too.
I like going to baseball games just because they're very casual. Yeah. Like, you don't have to make an event out of going to a baseball game.
Yeah. I'm definitely trying to go to an Astros game at some point.
For sure.
Are tickets still like stupid cheap? Because I know at some point they were really cheap.
Oh yeah, when the Astros were the Lastros, like 5 years ago. They were like...
Even like recently after they won, people were saying they were pretty cheap.
Yeah, just because like if it's in the middle of the day and
it's not like a serious
regular
game. Yeah.
You can get... Because the stadium only fills up for big games. Other than that, like the stadium's always half empty.
I remember going as a kid and we were at the like very top level. That shit was scary. I felt like I was gonna fall.
It's steep, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I think... Like, baseball games are very fun to go to. I think, for me...
Football... I mean, football's also incredible to watch, but so is basketball. Like,
when it comes to regular season, football. Because regular season, every game means something. Like, other sports, it's like, oh, you drop a game, like, you play, like, 50 others, so, like, not that big of a deal. Like, you cannot use... Typically, unless it's a very rare case, you could not pick out one play that single-handedly makes or breaks a season in other sports. Football,
you can.
One play could be the difference between like
going to the
Super Bowl or not making the playoffs. Like, it's insanity. Like the Cleveland Browns this past year.
Are they finally getting good? Or
they are finally getting good.
Okay.
But their first 2 games, their kicker sucked. They would have beat the Steelers and the Saints. Yeah. I think it was a between those 2 games, combined 6 missed kicks.
Damn.
If it was one of those made it per game, they would have won both of those games. If they would have won both of those games, they would have gone to the playoffs.
Damn.
Even if they would have only won one of those games, their final game, which they ended up losing because they had nothing to play for, but their final game would have been a play-in game for the playoffs.
Well, hopefully they get a new kicker then.
Yeah, they replaced that kicker real fast. Yeah, you got to kind of feel bad for the guy, but at the same time, if you're an
how much
NFL,
did he get paid for that?
Yeah,
like
if you're an NFL kicker, you got to do that. But anyway, so like regular season football, but playoffs, with the exception of the Super Bowl, playoffs is basketball because basketball playoffs.
Basketball
7
is
games.
What I've watched the least in my life.
I watch it probably just because of the amount of games more than football. But no, basketball in the playoffs, it's like the stakes are so high and it's just nonstop action and intensity. Yeah. Like,
would you say it's the most entertaining to watch?
I'd say playoff basketball is the most entertaining sport to watch for me. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say
I feel like football for me, just
Yeah.
because like the fucking Super Bowl where the dude did the little flip. I still have a thing in my Snapchat memories.
we're all flipping out.
Yes, everyone is like screaming their lungs.
The
like,
Super Bowl is the greatest individual game in sports. But if you're saying NFL playoffs versus NBA playoffs as a whole,
NBA.
I'll take the NBA playoffs.
Okay. Every single year I tell myself I'm gonna watch some like sports this year. Like I'm gonna actually, but then it's like I always end up just missing most of them, and then whenever there is a big game, I'm like doing something and I just ask Siri how they're doing every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like that's the extent I'll go.
Yeah.
But it's like I feel like I don't. Sports have just never, like, I respect sports, and I've been. It can get very heated, and it's magical. Some of the situations that can be pulled off.
Yeah.
But it's like it's not where my interests lie.
And that's
I can't force it. You know what I mean? But I'd like to, but it's like I just can't find the time.
I totally get what you mean. And before we move on, the one other one that like I can really get into, World Cup soccer. Like
I understand why people like soccer. I can't get into it. It's
I love I just World Cup specifically, like other soccer, like I root for the Amsterdam Ajax in the Championship League because I went to a few of their games when I lived there. But I don't watch them in like their regular like Dutch league. And then I root for the Netherlands and America come World Cup, which neither of them were in the World Cup this past year, so I was kind of like I was teamless.
Damn. Is there is badminton in the Olympics?
I think so.
Because like, I'm not even gonna lie, I'd be willing to go seriously into training for badminton. I'd like to become a professional badminton player.
I think like the Chinese already got you beat there.
What do you mean?
Like
I mean,
just because it's not a popular sport doesn't mean you're gonna like crack the upper echelons
you don't know
of the
that.
sport.
I could go in there. I could go in there and take over the league and become the next Michael Phelps of badminton. Because like in middle was it middle school? No, like freshman year, I went stupid. I went stupid and dumb. And then was it soft or junior year with whenever me and Jake Rohn went into
the
weight training, it was pretty much just PE, and I just like shitted on kids in badminton all day. Because it's like volleyball and tennis.
Yeah, I mean, it
and
looks fun.
ball.
I played it a few times
a lot,
but yeah, wall ball was fun. I always sucked though because like I was always super slow when I was little.
Hey, dead ass, if you're listening to this podcast and you live in like League City and you're willing to make like a little softball league or something, because like
there
my
are
brother
already
did that.
softball leagues.
I know,
like
but
Big
I don't
League
want
Dreams?
to. Yeah, but I don't want to go with some people I don't know. Like I want to make my own team.
We can make a team and like enter it in, and we'd just be complete ass because most people that play in like softball leagues are like guys that played like college baseball and shit.
I'm okay with being ass. Like I just want to play. It's been so long since I've played like backyard baseball.
Yeah.
Because that's the only type of baseball I ever played was neighborhood.
Yeah. My stepdad actually got very into like those softball leagues and went up to like semi like legit like almost professional levels.
What the fuck? That's
like
crazy.
Not like within the major league system, but like like Sugarland Skeeters.
I've never heard of them.
They're like a semi-pro team that like a lot of like Roger Clemens did a few games with them after he retired. Just like it's high level, but it's not like quite MLB.
Yeah.
It like he actually like played in that.
Okay.
And he was the kind of guy that would go in and do like softball.
Hey, it's lit. I fuck with that. There's I wish the Houston Aeros were still a thing, just because I went to one of their games and like I miss going to hockey games.
Bro, you want me?
Hockey games are
You
fun.
want me to reveal some shit?
They're coming back.
So
or Houston's getting.
I'm not necessarily permitted to say this now, but because this is coming out,
you always got all the secret.
But
Houston
okay, hold
information.
on. Because this is coming out later, like spoiler alert, we recorded this in April. But,
Okay.
because this episode will be coming out later, my dad brokered a deal with the mayor of League City, and my dad's best friend from high school played in the NFL for 10 years and is now like he builds hotels and like renovates areas, stuff like that.
Okay.
Where the Sportsplex is, they're tearing that down completely.
Wait, where's the Sportsplex? Are you talking about
Like
Big League Dreams?
next, no, not Big League Dreams, the Sportsplex next to like Victory Lakes and all that.
Fuck, am I just
Bro, have you
retarded?
lived
Am I
in League
just-
City
am I-
for 20 years
am I
and
just
don't know what the
stupid?
Sportsplex is?
I can guarantee you I've seen it. But
The
I don't
baseball
know.
fields.
The baseball field. That's Big League Dreams, right? The
No.
sports play, right?
It's on the other side of I-45.
Fuck. I can guarantee you I've been there.
Okay.
But I can't think of it.
Anyways, so where the Sportsplex is, they're knocking that down completely,
Okay.
taking it all out, and they're gonna build like this huge entertainment plaza,
Yeah.
and it's going to have there's going to be a minor league hockey team there.
And where you can go watch games.
Yeah,
Badass. I will definitely go.
like League City is getting a minor league hockey team,
I,
like actual NHL associated minor league hockey team,
I fuck with that.
and they're gonna use their stadium for the concert venues and stuff.
Okay. I wish the whatchamacallit, oh my god, Austin Ice Bats. They were a
I don't know
hockey
what that
team.
is.
In Volt Vision, we just looked up like minor league teams of every sport. We
Yeah.
found like the Pittsburgh Pickles and like I don't know, I just like goofy mascots for like teams that nobody knows, and one of them was the Austin Ice Bats,
Yeah.
and like it's Grant's current Instagram profile pic. And
Okay.
I wish we would have talked about this when he was here, but yeah, like
Yeah, I don't know what I don't even know if they're going to be actual, like, League City blank.
uh-huh.
It might be Houston, and it'll be in League City, but they'll call it the Houston whatever.
I'm down for either. I will like
Mhm.
buy their merch and go to their games if they're good.
But, I mean, regardless, I think just, like, if League City has, like,
I'll
a
rep them,
professional
but it'll
sports
just
team,
Okay.
I'm fucking with it, you know?
I'll rep them no matter what, but it will just be better if they're good.
Yeah.
Obviously. But
Alright. Do you
All
want
right,
to move
yeah.
on to the next one?
yeah.
Alright.
Siri, roll a 12-sided die.
Okay, 11.
Alright,
11.
11.
What are your-
Craziest goal in life.
Yeah, crazy, like, most lofty goals in life.
I do want to own I mean, we've already talked about it, but like a Wayne Manor style mansion,
Yeah.
just kind of outside of the city. And I want like, okay, so you know the Kame house off Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
I want something similar to that, just a very simple little house on an island off of the coast of something, and just have a boat. One of those like wind powered boats that you can just set a destination and it'll just. I think that'd be fucking cool, just to have a house out in the ocean.
I also think
Because if shit gets fucked up, sorry, but like if shit gets fucked up in America, like if they ever shit starts going down, it's like I'm gonna go to my private island where I just have a bunch of food stocked up and have my little pet turtles out there and
so
just be chilling.
half escape or like emergency house, half vacation house.
Pretty much,
Okay. I do think that like
but that will require a lot of money.
yeah.
So
I think that a bigger lot is more important to me than a bigger house.
mm-hmm.
So like
More land.
yeah, like for comparison, like my dad, big house.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a big lot though. Like it's an
Yeah.
average size lot.
Yeah.
But like other houses you see in Friendswood might be like smaller than this,
Mm-hmm.
but they have like these huge front and backyards.
Yeah.
And what I'd want like my own like 5 acres, just like house in the middle of that.
Yeah, I definitely want a tree house too.
Yeah.
But like I want it to be a low key tree house to where like you wouldn't even know it's there until I'm like, yeah, there's a little rope ladder, and then you just like climb up to this bitch. That'd be cool.
But I think another one of my craziest goals I don't know. I think this is just like the inner 5-year-old in me. I just want to be like somehow famous. Like, not like super famous. Like, I want to be able to like live my life.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, I want to be known. Like, if it was, I don't know, like the podcast or something, I could be like, hey, I'm Collin from the Conversation Havers podcast, and people would be like, holy shit, you're Collin. Like,
yeah. I would, but I wouldn't want to be some type of global superstar.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Because that shit looks like it would get annoying.
That looks, fuck. Yeah.
Like, watching Kanye, like, I've seen videos of Kanye, and he's just in a restaurant, and there's people just around him, like, flashing pictures, and he's just standing still. And he like, stands up, and he's like, all right, I'm going to give y'all 30 seconds to take as many pictures as you want. And he just stood there, like... And that, honestly, that's the type of shit I do. I would just not say anything. Like, TMZ runs up, they're like, well, what do you think about this? And I'm just going to death stare them.
Have you
just
ever
like,
the clip that's like, good morning, like, Kanye's like,
Yeah,
the press is so rude, the paparazzi so rude to me, and it's like a clip that's like, good morning, Kanye, and he's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, classic.
I mean,
they were at his house early in the morning.
That's what I'd be doing, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing here?
But
I like the one where he has the dude in a headlock. He's got the cameraman in a headlock.
no, I think, like, I don't know, it get annoying, because my mom used to, like, do a lot of stuff in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy story, my mom used to be, like, an actual, like, Hollywood-based, like, dog clothing seller.
Yeah, your mom
like,
could have blown the fuck up.
Well,
like, that was ridiculous.
there's she got screwed over. She got screwed over by the lead singer of Boyz II Men.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, like, he fucked her over.
Alright, time freezes. We're robbing
His name is like Mike something. He can go fuck himself. But anyways, so my mom was at Snoop Dogg's famous 420 party that got shut down. Like, it was national news. She was like talking with Snoop Dogg, like, for a significant period of time.
What did it get shut down for?
Noise complaints.
Oh, okay. I was about to say it can't be because of drugs.
Yeah, it was legal. But she was at that. She was like, she would just have dinner with like all these different people. Like, she met Don Rickles before he died.
Damn.
Like, she met all these people, and just one time she was out for dinner in LA, and at the table like next to her, like 5 feet away, was Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis having dinner. And she said, like, she wanted to say something so bad, but she also realized, like, she didn't want to be a dick.
Yeah.
And she said, like, literally, like, 3 or 4 different people, like, came up, and they, like, the entire time, they were like, oh, I'm such a big fan. And he was, like, Ashton Kutcher was obviously just, like, very exhausted of it. Like, she said, like, he was kind of being, like, he was stressed, but he was, like, doing his best to be, like, now is not the time. Thank you, but if you could please leave, I'm trying to have like a nice dinner with my wife, or maybe at the time it was his girlfriend.
Yeah,
but
my significant other.
Yeah, so
but
I couldn't do that.
I'm pretty sure I've talked about it on the podcast, but the only chance I ever had to do that with a famous person was Bun B. At the we were at the the passport office, and I was getting a passport to go to Greece, and he was sitting right behind me, and like I saw him, we made eye contact. And I could just tell he was like, I know you know who I am. Please don't make a scene. And like in my head, I was like, got you. And I told my sister and my brother-in-law, and they kind of looked back and they were like, oh shit. But I was just like, I'm not going to say anything to this man. Like, I'm not about to bother him. Because I know how annoying that would be. Like, he already lives in a city where he's like a fucking legend. You know, so it's like, on a daily basis, he probably gets somebody that's like, holy fuck, R.I.P. Pimp C, oh my god. And he's just like, yeah, it's me, like, hi. So. Yeah.
No, I've met a few famous, mostly athletes. Like, I've met J.J. Watt. My dad
I've heard he's an asshole. I've heard a lot of people say he's like an asshole.
J.J.?
Yeah.
J.J. Watt is the nicest, like, celebrity on earth.
Maybe.
Wait, hold up. I'm interested because I've never heard anybody with a negative thing to say about JJ.
I've just heard people say that like their grandma came up to him and that he was just like, no, I'm not signing anything. And that, I mean, it may have been exaggerated, so who knows?
Like, he is Like, in my opinion, he's the biggest Houston legend of all time. Like, the man raised like $47 million after Hurricane Harvey.
I think it's hard to say who the biggest.
Okay,
Houston
one of the biggest. Like,
yeah.
When
one
you think of
definitely.
people like Houston legends, like
Yeah,
as far as like
Harden,
sports icons
Yao
go,
Ming,
it's like
T-Mac. Especially for sports, he's definitely
Andre
like,
Johnson.
Yeah.
He's in like the top tier. He's the nicest. Like, he's done so many things for charity. He's like, he played like 18 holes of golf with my dad, and like he was super nice the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
my dad actually had to kind of teach him how to play because he was not good. This was like before he was even that famous.
Damn.
It was like before his second season. But like, yeah, no, I met him very briefly. He was extremely nice. He's like well regarded as like the nicest person in the NFL. Like,
Yeah.
I think everyone has their bad days.
Yeah, definitely.
So
that's
maybe-
probably just where that came
Yeah.
from.
But yeah, 'cause-
You like, I feel like everyone that's famous has a toll. You know what I mean? It's like you get
don't
so
know-
many people coming up and talking to you and freaking out. It's like eventually you're gonna be like, "Yo, leave me alone."
he could have been having like an absolutely awful day.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, like, on top of that, he's already had, like, 100 people come up and be like, JJ, can I get your autograph?
Yeah, can't even fucking live his life
Yeah.
normally. That's the thing is, like, it's like I feel like everyone who, I mean, like, you know, I think fame could be cool, but it's like, it's like the downsides would be like,
Yeah.
eventually you'd be like, this isn't as cool.
I want to be, like, a C-list celebrity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, enough to where you can live your life and not everyone will be bothering you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like,
What was the question?
craziest goals.
Craziest?
So I think that's my goal, is to just be, like, and like I started it off with, that's, like, the 5-year-old in me that just, like, wants to be famous.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
At the same time, I mean, it's
I think
valid.
everybody has that, you know,
Yeah.
to a degree. But I think my craziest goal is just to like make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much it.
That's it. Yeah.
And go to Mars. Not really. I'm not down.
Yeah,
for that.
no, I don't know.
I'm not.
I want to
down
go
for
to space.
I'd like to go on one of those vomit rockets where you can like float around. They like float up into the stratosphere.
Yeah, I want to experience like anti-gravity.
Yeah, definitely. I think that would be fun as hell.
But and I kind of want to go to space. I think eventually we're gonna get to a point where like commercial like space travel is going to be something that is obtainable, and I don't mean like, oh, let's go to the moon, like family trip up to the moon, let's go.
Mhm.
Like, that's not gonna happen.
That's what
it
I'm
might
talking about. I
happen.
think that'd be cool.
That might happen within our lifetimes, but like when we are very old.
Yeah, no, that's what I was literally about to say. Like, we're gonna be like 95, about to die, and they're like, "Yeah, we're opening up resorts on the moon. You can go fucking do shit." It's
okay,
like,
side fucking rant. Whoever like, okay, so basically,
Buzz
back
Aldrin,
in
this
like,
is for you.
yeah, sure, back in like the 70s, like the entire world made an agreement that said like, oh hey, we're not going to commercialize the moon. So like, the moon is like neutral territory.
Yeah.
Which on one hand,
And so it's just all space.
yeah, all of space. I think it's like called the Space Treaty or something.
Uh-huh.
Which on one hand, understandable. On the other hand, has set like commercialization of space travel and just space travel in general back like probably at this point 5 decades. Because we got to the moon.
For the lack of commercialization?
Yeah, because we got to the moon. We were like, cool, we're on the moon. We can't fucking do shit about it, though. And so now there's nothing on the moon. There's a bunch of dusty-ass flags on the moon right now.
A bunch? I thought there was only one.
I think they planted one for each mission. Anyways, there's dusty-ass flags, and there's like a few like leftover remnants of missions and stuff up there.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, there's not... If we would have said, fuck it, let's commercialize space, we could even already be at the point where you're having like for commercial like space travel going on right now. But right like at this moment, that's in its like still baby stages. Like Elon Musk is like, I want to fucking do this shit. Mike Pence just commanded NASA to get back to the moon by 2024, I think it was.
What are we gonna do up there though?
just go to the fucking moon. We want to do it. Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's just going to cost a lot of money.
I don't care. We're
We've
going
been
back
up
to
there.
the moon. Because, well, for one, because if we accelerate going back to the moon using our new rockets, we also accelerate going to Mars using our new rockets.
I guess so. I mean,
I just think it's like a freaking tragedy that
bring more moon rocks back. We want some moon rocks.
I just think it's a tragedy that space travel has been set back so many decades.
Yeah.
Because, and I think the whole thing that's like, hey, don't commercialize space is what did that. Because like we have no reason anymore, other than to say, hey, I kind of want to go to Mars, and everyone else is like, yeah, I kind of do too.
I mean, we already spend enough money. Fuck it, let's spend some more. Go to the moon again. Get some moon rocks. Get some cool memorabilia.
Yeah, let's do it.
Fuck it.
That's what I'm trying to be on.
Craziest goal, I want some type of gyrocopter or personal flying machine.
Okay.
Like I've always, because the ability to fly is something that I've always wanted, and it's like that's the closest I'm ever gonna get.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can get
like I want some type of gyrocopter.
Okay.
Just a bicycle with fucking propellers on the top that I just have to fucking pedal the shit out of.
They have jetpacks now, but they're very like clunky and not commercialized. And, like, loud as shit and dangerous.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't trust that. Like, I just want to learn how to drive my own little fucking vehicle and just fly around. I think that'd be cool. Yeah. But not have it be as big as a fucking plane where you need a whole landing strip. Yeah. I just want a miniature helicopter, pretty much. Yeah. For like me and like one other person.
Also, fun fact, apparently the jetpacks in Agent Cody Banks are widely regarded as the most realistic jetpacks in a movie.
I haven't seen Agent Cody Banks in a very long time, but I will look into that.
Yeah. Like, because I think Mythbusters was doing one on like our jetpacks possible, and they like legitimately cited that as like being the most realistic like design and like use of jetpacks in movies.
Damn. I'm gonna have to look that up later.
Yeah.
But okay, do you wanna
next question?
One more. Let's see. Siri, roll a 12-sided die.
It's 3 this time.
3. So, favorite travel story. I guess you can go because you've been to a lot more places.
I've been. See, I don't know the official count, but it's over 20 countries. Mm-hmm. And a few states on top of that. Yeah. So, let's see. A lot of it I did when I was very young. So, like, I've been to Greece, I've been to Egypt, but I remember Egypt a little bit. I don't remember Greece at all. But, favorite travel story. I gotta say, this might be just like recency bias.
Yeah.
But I went on a cruise this past winter break, and we went to Cozumel. Let's see, it's in Honduras, the big port city in Honduras for cruise ships. It's a port island. Roatan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would have never been able to tell you that.
I almost said Roanoke.
I would have just said like Honduras too.
But Roatan and Belize.
Okay. Out of all those, what was the best?
But yeah, so in Roatan, which was the first place that we went, we get there and we don't really have plans. The only plans we had is in Cozumel. We're going to go snorkeling, right? Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. I didn't know this until I got on the ship. Roatan and Belize, the second biggest like Great Barrier Reef in the world, or barrier reef in the world, is right off the coast of Belize and Honduras. Okay. And Roatan is right in the middle of it. And so I didn't really know that. And then we get to Roatan, and everyone's like, we're going snorkeling. But my group is just like, we're going to go to this one place and get very, very drunk. Which we hired this like personal tour guide and stuff like that. She was super cool. She like sat there and looked over our stuff. Nothing was stolen.
That's good.
She looked over our stuff. She gave us like the best like locations. So she said, you know, like this part of these beaches, you have to pay for it. I could take you to the very end of the beach. You don't have to pay to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, there's this place, there's like this bar there called Earl's.
Okay.
And Earl's was just like a shack with no sign in front of it.
Okay.
And it was just this guy, and his name was Earl. And he had a crap ton of alcohol and basically said, yeah, I'll give you 2 drinks for $5. And
Damn,
when he said drinks...
Shout out to your boy Earl.
It was like a solo cup that was like 75% alcohol and 25% like
Something
whatever
else.
else.
Yeah.
Like whatever was making it taste good. So we all go there, and keep in mind, this is like very strict, like hardcore Jesus people from my camp.
Yeah.
Everyone just gets like pissed drunk.
That's amazing.
And so while we're all like in that state, this guy approaches us. His name is Jacob. He's still my favorite person I've ever met anywhere internationally.
Okay.
And he's just like, hey, I'll take you snorkeling for $10. And
everyone's drunk.
Yeah. Everyone else was still like, oh no, he's gonna fucking murder us, because on the ship everyone was paying like $90 to go snorkeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's like, oh no, he's gonna murder us. Me and 2 other guys.
So fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we were just like, one was my little brother's counselor that summer. The other is our sponsor, Zach.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Shout out Revital You.
Yeah. So both of them and me were the only ones that were like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
And instantly, I don't know why, like, we just get along great with Jacob.
Okay.
And he forgets my name, and he only calls me Jonah Hill.
Wow.
And so I'm just Jonah for that entire like.
And you
time
were just cool
that.
with that?
I'm cool. I was drunk. I was cool with it. And so we're all just like laughing, and he takes us out on this like tiny rinky ass boat, and we just go into the middle of this big old reef.
Okay.
And we snorkeled for like 2 hours.
Damn.
And just like had like a blast. It was.
I want to go scuba diving.
It was
in like some really beautiful ice.
Well, it was like that, like vacation, like
yeah.
It's like a vacation ad. Like it looked insanely amazing.
Okay.
And the whole time we were just like, oh my god, like, and we were in the same area where all the other people who had paid $90 were.
Mm-hmm.
And so we saved like $80. We were like, now, drunk snorkeling was maybe not the best idea, but everyone lived.
Okay.
And I think it was just very surreal. It was like super dope to do.
Okay.
And so I think that is my like. We just got back and we were like, suck it, everybody else. Like that, we didn't die.
I mean, that does sound fun. Like I want to go to all those places as well.
Yeah.
But I'm also gonna go with my most recent travel excursion, which was fucking years ago at this point. But like I had just got, so like around 2 years ago I had just graduated. But fucking whenever we went to Greece, like the whole trip was cool, saw a bunch of cool shit. We met a really cool dog out in the middle of nowhere and named it Shaka Khan, and it just like followed us around for a little bit.
Yeah.
But easily my favorite part was when we got on a boat to go to Athens, and for no reason, if we thought that we were like they were pumping THC into the fucking building through the vents, just because we were like laughing our ass off for no reason at everything, like that whole night until we fell asleep. We were all just up in there like laughing our ass off. And then we went to Athens and just like walked the streets, and there's some badass graffiti out there. I have a picture, like a pano shot of like, it's a bunch of Alfred Hitchcock films, and I'll show you in a second. It's super sick. But I don't, like, it's not even really that crazy of a story, but it was just very enjoyable. I want to go to Athens again.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to Greece again
but like, Japan is my number one. Tokyo is my number one.
If I had to we have another question that's favorite ideal travel destination.
I already said it.
Yeah.
We gotta start wrapping up at some point.
Okay. We'll go into that.
Okay.
And then wrap up.
Okay.
Just because we're kind of on the topic of travel already.
All right. What's your number one place?
Number one. So number one, I need to go to where he did it to him.
Oh yeah,
in
definitely,
Tampa.
definitely.
Number two.
That's probably number 2 for me.
Yeah. Number 2 is Greece. Go back to Greece. And number 3 is Tokyo.
Wow, Tampa is above Tokyo and Greece. Where
I
he
must
did it,
stand where he once stood.
No, I understand. But just like that's funny that is your number one place that you would go.
I wanted to do that this spring break, but I had to work.
Yeah.
I would have done that, like, legitimately.
Shit, give me some free. I'm totally down. I think that'd be fucking hilarious.
Dude,
What we got to look up some other stuff to do though, because we're gonna go there, take some pictures, and then it's like.
Are you saying that alone isn't worth it, Trey?
A little bit. Like, I'm willing to do it, but, like, let's just look up other shit to do. Because, like, we definitely need to go see some manatees. I want to, wherever we can go swim and, like, chill with manatees, we're doing that.
We can definitely do that, and then we can kind of make the whole podcast, make a podcast about the experience.
We could film an entire vlog series of the travel to Tampa and then stand where he did it to him.
Yeah, no.
Where the fuck is he now? I think he got arrested.
Yeah, he did.
Was it for something really serious?
I don't know. I just saw his mugshot and I started laughing.
Yeah, I hope he's free and doing it to him somewhere.
Well, should probably start wrapping it up.
Yeah. I guess just
final thoughts.
My final thoughts are that these questions were good and that I enjoyed answering them.
Okay.
Those are my final thoughts.
I will say that I also enjoyed answering these questions.
Thank you, Internet. And thank you for listening.
Yeah, seriously. If y'all are still listening at this point, y'all are real ones.
Yeah, for real. I know we got some fans.
Yeah.
Like,
I get messages from people that are like, dude, I love the podcast. Or like, I'm about to take a trip. I've got your podcast queued up for the entire drive.
Damn, that's fucking lit.
Yeah.
Drive safe if you're driving right now.
Yeah, if you're driving right now, please be safe. Don't crash and die.
Yeah.
Because, we love you.
Yeah, I love you.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, wait, that's how I'm going to end every podcast. We'd be like, I love you, listener.
You're going to kiss him?
Maybe not exactly like that, but I will kiss.
Okay.
I will blow a kiss.
That's understandable. Because here we love our viewers.
All right, well.
All right, yeah.
Conversation ending now.